in today's episode of Simulation Sunday.
I'm waiting, baby. You're very close. You gotta be kidding me, right? This passes the challenge, by the way. Wow. Yo, what up, traders? Welcome to Simulation Sunday. We're gonna do a prop firm challenge today, 8% profit target. I will show you how to apply proper risk management, and of course I'll be using the time frame alignment model. It's gonna be a raw and uncut video, so you can see the entire thought process from start to finish. And I just checked, but my camera just slightly overlaps the chart on the right side of the screen. That doesn't really matter because on the left side we'll execute, but just keep that in mind, and let's dive into this simulation. All right, guys, let's get into this prop firm challenge. They have the button here, right? Prop firm challenge. We'll go and make our own. We'll do a 100K account. Let's pick EU, and I also want to have DXY so I can compare for SMT. So these two assets, we'll call it get funded. We only need a random date. Let's pick a random date here. 2nd of June 2025. Okay. 2nd of June 2025. And I remember, it's actually going to be interesting. I remember last year in June, I absolutely destroyed the market. So this should be good. Which date? 2nd of June. So it's the start of the monthly candle. Which means there's also NFP. Minimum trading days 4, because a lot of prop firms have minimum trading days. Let's just do the regular profit target, which is 8%, right? Most prop firms have that. Then 5% max daily loss, 10% maximum total loss. And yeah, let's just start this simulation. And I think we should be good. Let's put them side by side. All right, on the left we have EU, on the right we have the dollar index. Let's go to the monthly for both of them. And you can see my chart is moving in sync, right? If you don't like that, right, you can go to the layouts here, and then you can go to date range, and it will stop doing that, which is what I prefer. Okay, so we're in the monthly candle. New monthly candle opens up. We have run this low down here. We had an inside bar on the previous monthly candle. Same for EU. Let's go to the weekly, see if there's a little bit more information. Do we have some sort of SMT somewhere, right? Then we go here. We have no SMT on the lows here. Do we have that on the highs? We took out this high here. Let's see. This high here, which is the low down here, right? So we do have SMT with these lows. That could set the stage for a bullish expansion back to premium, right? So I kind of want to aim for that. Let's go to the daily. Oh, daily looks kind of difficult. I'm not gonna lie. You guys remember last simulation was also very difficult to navigate, but that is what trading is. Sometimes it's very difficult to navigate. We're in a bullish fair value gap here, right? If I mark this up, this is the fair value gap. We're inside of that. We are respecting. We're closing back inside the candle here. Same with EU. I still want to look for lower. I think that's the most sensible thing to do. We actually ran the low here on DXY, but not the highs on EU, so we might leave these highs intact. Let's go to the 4H, see if we have some more information. So we don't have confirmation yet. We're going to go lower. We did run this high here, which is actually good if we want to see it. Let me get my toolbox, which is here. This is actually good. So this could print the low risk sell if I want to look for lower, right? But I need a CSD on the 4H here on the minimum, which means I require a closure below this candle. And same thing with DXY. We'll keep DXY on the daily. I want to see how the daily candles print. And let's just dive into the 1 hour right now and mark up our midnight opening. That's important. We want to see what kind of daily profile we're getting, right? Slowly marking this up. There we go, a couple of days, right? It is Monday. Let's just we want to see what happens, right? So let's just let it play out a little bit. Okay, so we run higher at the start of the week. We don't have an indication it wants to go lower yet. Look at this daily candle, right? It took out all these lows again. So that's why we wait for Monday. We don't know yet if it will go higher or lower. And we'll react to what's happening, right? We can always switch our bias up. Okay, so this is Monday. Monday is done. Let's go to midnight opening. Okay, so I'm actually going to switch bias, right? I wanted to see higher from the FEG, but we're closing below. And we have an IFG on the daily time frame, right? So what that means, I can start looking for longs because we have a violated bullish fair value gap on the higher time frame. And the structure is indicating we don't want to go any lower on Euro USD. Let's go to the 1H. I want to see if there's some sort of SMT. Here we go. We'll keep an eye on that, right? So we did take out the high here. We also did not take out the low, so there's no SMT on the highs yet. Oh, we don't want to have SMT on the highs, by the way. I'm currently mistaken. I think I want to look for a 4H FEG. Okay, so we have a 4H FEG right here, which means we can use the sequence 4 hour to 1 hour order pairing. Do we have any 1 hour lows? We do, right? We have this low. Oops, this is a vertical line. I need a horizontal line, right? This is the low. Let me make it a little bit thicker and a different color, right? So this is the low where I want to buy below. This is classic time frame alignment model sequence. What is our range? We have the low here, right? We don't really need to go below these lows. The only thing I don't like is there's no SMT on the lows, but we're in bullish order flow on EU, so we should be good. We can use this range here. Wow, this Fibonacci is very colorful. I need to adjust the settings. Let me just remove this real quick so we know where we are at. There we go. Right, a little bit colorful Fibonacci, but we want to buy below equilibrium, right? Into discount, into a 4 hour key level, run this low here. And I want to buy below this candle's low, right? So this immediately I can see a solid setup here. Let me see if I can do like a buy here. Below the low. Stop loss on the low, right? And we aim for, let's see, we aim for 2R. Where is that? There's a lot more room to go higher, but we aim for 2R because we reuse our risk to reward versus win rate, and 2R for me is one of the best with my win rate. So we're definitely going to stick with that. Let me remove the fib. Let me see if I can input this order. Yep, it immediately does that, right? See, we can, on the right side, we can input our risk. We do 2%. We start off with 2% on a fresh challenge, as always. 1 to 2 gives us 4%. Then we'll see what we do afterwards, right? So the buy limit, let's place it. And literally what we're going to do is just wait now. This is literally, we find a setup, we just wait. It will be below midnight opening as well, right? This is the midnight opening line, which is what we want to see when we're trading. Manipulation below, take out previous session's lows, into discount, FEG key level, 4H, 1H sequence. And let's put this on 300x, 5-minute bars per second. See if we can manipulate lower, tag us, and then hopefully we'll get into the distribution. And let me, oops, I'm removing, no, go back. Yeah, there we go. So this would be the limit order, right? Speed up a little bit. And we're waiting for you to take us with you on the train to profits, hopefully. We're running lower. See if we can dip below the low. That should be the case. We did run the low. We kind of want to see it go a little bit deeper. There we go. We get tagged. Can we close below? That's fine. The stop loss is an invalidation, right? If we're bullish, this low should stay intact. And we should just continue up higher. It doesn't matter if we go into drawdown here. In the end, we're holding a trade based on that this low will not get violated, right? I'm waiting. Luckily, the speed up is a lot easier than in real life. In the real life, you will have to watch your trade sit in drawdown. You're going to be crying, right? You're going to be sad. But if this low is should stay intact if we're bullish, right? So that's what we're aiming for. We're in the IFG as well. I could have waited for the IFG on the daily on DXY. Maybe we could have gotten a little bit better risk to reward. That's a note for next time, right? Wait for the IFG to get tagged back into. Okay, well, I'm gonna skip 1 hour candles here. There we go. This does not look that hot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. We might start off with a loss. Let's go back to the daily on DXY. Yeah, wow, this is just a little bit insane in my opinion, but we'll see. We'll see. If it flips again, we're again in a tough scenario. We're still in. All right, it's moving up. Okay, so this is why you don't move your stop loss or close early. This is the invalidation point. It never got hit. We're still in the trade, and right now we're in profits. So yes, you gotta be a little bit sad when it's in drawdown, but you hold and you don't cry, right? All right, let's speed it up. See what we're gonna do. Look at this daily candle here on DXY, right? We ran previous daily high back into the IFG, and now we're moving lower. So this looks like a very good trade in my opinion. When are we gonna go break even? We're gonna go break even once we take out this high here, because it can just mess around in this range, right? And we don't wanna go break even too early. And we can see the equity down here, right? 1.2% up right now. It's consolidating here. I like that, because typically when it goes sideways after an expansion, it either retraces a little bit and then does another push up, or it just straight up goes higher. So I like this. Just gotta wait. And we're out of session almost, right? So we're holding this trade for 2 days now, or a little bit more than a day actually, not 2 days. And my average trade duration, by the way, is like 18 hours. So this is like normal trade duration for me. If you're a scalper, obviously you're in and out within a few hours, maybe even within a few 15-minute candles, right? But I don't trade like that. Daily candle, it closed back inside the previous candle here, so we should still see an open high and then a low. So this should still continue up higher. Let me put another vertical line here. Okay, so we're going into Thursday right now, so we should have Wednesday low of the week. And we're still holding the same. We're still holding the same trade. If DXY starts to go sideways, we're cooked. But I don't think that should happen. This looks like we want to draw lower, which in turn makes Euro USD trade higher, right? And this is also the only backtesting program that you see the candles breathe actually instead of skipping candles, right? Like other backtesting companies have. So I really like you can see that the candles breathe up and down. They use tick data, and that's actually very beneficial if you're scalping as well, right? You want to see how the candles behave. You can do that if the candle skips ahead. All right, there we go. Oh, almost got now we go break even, right? Okay, let's go break even. So this looks like surely it should run the high, right? There we go. First trade, we're up 4%. Right, that's why we do a 1 to 2, or yeah, 1 to 2 with 2%. This is our only setup for the week, right? Now I'm gonna check. Do we actually hit? We only have 1 minimum trading day, right? So we still have we can do like 3 more trades. So we're gonna tone down the risk back to 1%, right? We don't need to risk 2% anymore. We still have to fill up the minimum trading days. And this is where people make a mistake. Now, let's say if I risk 2% again, now I waste half of my equity. I don't want to do that, right? So this is Friday. We ran the high. Perfect exit as well. We don't manage the trade. We're gonna just go to the next week, I guess. Or this is Friday. So we can still look for something, I guess. Let's see how this daily candle closes. Okay, this daily candle closes very indecisive. And we still managed to catch a winning trade, even though the daily is very choppy. But just don't micromanage your trade setups. Honestly, this messes up a lot of traders. Now, can I actually determine a high probability trade after these candle closures? I don't really think so. Let's go to the weekly. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this weekly candle only went lower, right? So it can still go higher. Let's look at the monthly. And remember, this is the first week of the monthly candle, right? So we might create a low here and then start to retrace up back to the monthly effigy here. So that actually could happen. And definitely after this simulation, I'm gonna check back into my journal in this time period. If I took the same trade, that would be crazy actually if I did that. But it's very effective if I did that, because that just means I'm just trading the model very consistently, right? Yeah, let's keep it on the 1H. I think we'll skip Friday. I don't see anything really that I like, and I like this actually because we might set the low of the or the high of the month here, right? Let's go to the 4H. Remove some tools here. Now it looks a little bit more clear. This definitely looks like we're creating the high of the month. We purged the high and now we're displacing below this down close candle, right? So we're not respecting it, which means we're likely to switch bias here, and we have the monthly low on DXY. Very good information to have. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Let's put on my tools here. I'm going to be very old school and I'm going to drag all my shit here. Bear with me. Trading is slow, but I'm also very slow with marking up the charts here. There we go. I know there's a shortcut. I should maybe use the shortcut, but now I'm already done. Right, new week, new chances, right? We're gonna go with 1% if we find a setup. Let's go to the midnight opening price on Monday. Yep, I have it correctly. Here we go, Monday. We want to skip Monday. Why? We don't know yet. After Friday's close, what we want to do. Do we want to make a low here? Sometimes it creates a low of the week already on a Monday, right? So that could be the case. Let's just see what Monday does. We'll skip Monday. Oh shit, I clicked on the daily. Oh no! But it's fine. We skip this day as well. There was nothing here to trade anyway. If I just quickly glance here, there was no order pairing highs. We had equal highs here. Look at the daily time frame. Extremely difficult. There's nothing here. We need to skip back to the next day. Okay, there we go. Midnight opening price on Wednesday. Look at the daily time frame, what we have to deal with, man. Oh my lord. Do we have any SMT? That's important to know, because if we do displace lower on EU, I want to know if these highs here have SMT, right? These highs here. This is the 1H. We took out this high here. Okay, so this is kind of the SMT where I don't want to see it. We took out a high here on DXY, but not a low on EU. Right, so if we start to displace up higher, we might have to change up our bias once again, right? So we'll have to skip this. There's nothing here. We need effigies to work with. Okay, is this a Wednesday? This might be FOMC, by the way. I'm not sure. Let's see. Can I see that here? CPI. Okay, CPI. Which is fine. We skip CPI days anyway. And then just like I just said, right, we have SMT on those lows. I'm not really keen to short this. And we can see why. All right, let's skip CPI day. Okay, we're back to midnight. Oh, Jesus. We're back to midnight opening price. We are obviously flipping bias, right? Because the daily time frame here indicates we want to run for these lows. Very easy. We just wait until the daily clears up and then we start to engage. This is a problem a lot of you guys have. You want to engage every single day. You don't want to wait 2-3 days, maybe even 2 weeks if there's nothing. You have to trade every single day. That's not how our professional trader does it. Where do I want to get in? Right, now that's the question. Where do I get in? Let's go to the 4H. Let's try to find areas where price should not go. I can see this wick here, right? I can see a down close candle, and this should be a balanced range, right? Because we paint it up, we paint it down, and then we close above again. So this area should not get revisited. Or it can be revisited, but this area here should be a breakaway gap. Right, so this is a breakaway gap. And that's because we have the balance range above it, right? So we're not interested in this area. So we're gonna narrow it down on the 1 hour. If we're going here, we should not be going here. So this is the low we're using, right? So we wait for price to top out, retrace back into the range, and then we should have a good setup. right? So let me skip out. I had 1 hour candle. Okay. We might top out here. So this is the range I'm using, right? If we don't top out here, it's going to extend, and I don't think we can catch it, but let's mark up midnight opening. There's midnight opening. We want to be a buyer below, right? We have a 4-hour key level. Again, just like the previous trade. We have 1 hour lows over here. I'm doing a vertical line every time. Give me a trend line. Right, this one. There we go. Below this low. So just like we did earlier, we're going to put in a buy order. Buy order. Below the low. Just going to put it on the low so I don't miss the trade. We put our stop loss on this low here. That's the range we're using. We have order pairing low, 4-hour key level. We'll aim for the 1 to 2. There we go. Let's input this order. Let me remove the Fibonacci. Looks a lot cleaner if I do it. Next time I will clean up the Fibonacci tool. Let's put in the order. Right, we have a buy limit once again. Everything is set already, but now we're due 1%. Right? Place order. And again, now you just gotta wait. That's the only thing you can do. Let's start up. See if we can run this low. Maybe we get tagged. Maybe we get stopped out. We don't know yet. Maybe we get swerved. It looks like we're getting swerved. All right, this is super unfortunate. Wait. One thing I didn't check. Maybe we have SMT. Maybe DXY ran the low or the high. No, it did not run the high here. Okay, that's fine. This is a valid miss. We got swerved, right? We knew it would go higher, and see how effective this model is. I cancel my order here. This model is very effective, but if you don't get tagged below an order pairing low, nothing you can do, right? So this is Thursday. Let's go to the daily on DXY. Did we run the lows yet? We did not run the lows yet, so we can still aim for higher on Euro USD. Can we catch a continuation trade? Let me see what the London session does here. Depends on how far we displace. We could, if it retraces right now, we could still catch it. Let's see. Let's go to the 1 hour. We ran this. Barely scraped this one. Yeah, I think we can still use this range we're using right now. We're gonna do 1%, obviously. If this is, we don't have any we don't have any order pairing. Oh, we have on the 15. We're gonna use a 1 hour sequence, right back into discount, and there's 15-minute lows down here. So we're gonna buy below those lows, and we're gonna use the range low. I'm not really digging the equal lows here, because we have to fill up our daily minimum trading days. We're gonna do a even lower risk entry because I don't like the equal lows. So we're gonna do 0.5%, because we gotta do like 3 more trading days anyway. So we'll do a 1 to 2, and this time order we'll do 0.5. Place the order, remove the fib. We'll keep it on the 15-minute, right? There we go. All right, let me go back to the daily on DXY. So it should be a small retracement and then a continuation. If we lose this one, it's only 0.5%, so that's perfect. But it needs to retrace. If it runs the lows on DXY before we get tagged, then we remove the limit, right? Okay, so it runs the lows. Oh, before it takes me, let me remove this. And remove the limit, because it already took out a draw on liquidity, which is kind of unfortunate. It's 2 missed setups, all on the right direction. And see how I switch biases from time to time, because you just got to go with the flow, right? You know, you don't want to, oh, I think price goes there, let me just market execute. We don't trade like that, right? Okay, so yeah, this basically this daily candle is done. It's an immensely big candle, so I don't think we should be looking for anything right now. Let's skip ahead to the next daily. There we go. Wow, we gapped down, so this might be, yeah, this is a Friday. Do we have SMT? Always nice to know. We gap below this. So we gapped below this area here, but the EU did not trade above it. Which means I will wait for a lower sell to print on this time frame. If we start to displace lower, we can have a different bias for the upcoming week. So we gotta be patient here. There we go, we run a high, and we're going into the next weekly candle. All right, let's go to the daily. Daily closes back inside the previous candle. We might have a retracement. Let's go to the 4H, determine if we actually have sell side of the curve. Not yet. Not yet. We kind of want to see, if we want to go on sell side of the curve, we want to see this high get rated, and then we want to see it close below this candle, this one. Then we should have an indication we're going to go lower. Let's just let this play out for a bit, and waiting for information is crucial. Can I select all these? I can't. Okay, I can't. Unfortunately. Or I'm doing it wrong, and I'll ask the developers if I can select all. It would be nice. Let me mark up some midnight opening lines. I'm gonna do the same thing, right? We're looking for the same model every single time. Let's wait for this high to get run. See if we displace lower. If yes, then we can start to look for shorts. If not, we'll look for buys. Okay, we're on the low. If it starts to displace right now, it's not. Oh, this is kind of tricky. We have relative equal highs here as well. I don't think we should be looking for shorts if that happens, right? Look at this. Unless DXY ran the lows, right? It did not run the lows. Still have to wait for a displacement lower though. We don't want to get into early here. The 4 hour is still bullish. Okay, we're okay, this is great. Now we have SMT on the high. We run this little high here, and now we're starting to displace lower. So now we can actually use a range to trade with. And let's go to the daily on dollar. Yeah, this looks pretty good, right? So it's now 12 p.m. So we will not look for a setup here. We're just gonna aim for this order pairing high somewhere. Do you guys already see a high, which I want to get rated? I hope you guys do. Let's go to the 4H, big fair value gap, IFG as well here. We can use that. And we have this high here. I want to short above this high, right? That looks perfect. And then aim for all these lows down here, market maker sell model, right? Now, the thing here, if we don't run the high, but DXY runs the low, we have to market execute. So let's go to the 1 hour on DXY. We'll map out the same corresponding low. There we go. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. I hate when I'm doing this and I forget to record. We don't want that. Right, so we want to short, but what I'm going to do, we don't have SMT on these lows, nor on these highs. So we're going to use the actual high that ran the liquidity. Right, so we're going to have a little bit of a wider stop, but we should be safe for a potential another liquidity purge. We don't going to get caught in SMT, right? So we just put it over here. We'll aim for 2R, which is all the way down in the range. We might scale in as well, because we're aiming for all these equal lows. Okay, let's put in the order. We'll do 1%, because this looks like a good setup, and we don't want to do half risk. We're just going to do 1%, and let's see if we can get tagged. It would be above midnight opening, right? Because if I move to put the line here, this is midnight opening price, manipulation above, run a high, and then we can look for shorts. And this might run the high while DXY does not run the low. That would be even better, because then we have another strong range. And we're not going to get induced if it goes down. We're just going to miss it. We really want to use the order pairing. Okay, so we're in London session has passed. It can still go higher. We're not getting induced. We'll wait. And maybe I'm wrong about bias as well, and we'll get stopped out. That's also a possibility. Okay, so wow, this is a really choppy day. Look at that, right? Only just bouncing up and down from midnight opening price. The limit is still valid. We just run a short-term high here. If it starts to close below this area here, we might have an OB formed, and we're gonna leave the high intact. But as of now, there's nothing happening, right? I don't really like this. It's very choppy. I'm still gonna leave my limit here. I'm not gonna get induced into anything here. I'm going into the next daily candle soon. Let's go to the Deeks. Let's see, do we have SMT on these lows? We do have on these lows here. If it forms a new range, we might use that, but I'm not going to get induced in this choppy price action. Let's go to the daily. We're in a volume imbalance here. This is Asia session. So we barely missed the setup again. But yeah, let's just wait. We're not going to get induced here. Right. This is the new daily candle. This is a Thursday. I still think these highs could be a play. It would be a range play as well. Slowly waiting. Daily is not doing really that much right now. Okay, can still run higher. Let's go to the 1 hour on DXY. Did we run any lows here? Nope, we did not. Yeah, this is not catchable. There's nothing here to trade. This is just consolidation, high resistance liquidity. Wait for our original entry. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna be FOMOing into an entry. No SMT on the lows, right? That's good. So that's not a strong. These are not strong lows. If there was SMT on the lows, we might have just removed the limit. In the meanwhile, I'm just moving these lines already. Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close. This still looks pretty decent. Let's go to the daily on DXY. It's a new day and it's a new weekly candle. No, we're on Thursday. This is Friday's candle now. There's a daily effigy here, by the way. That's probably where my entry is. Not bad if we can tag that. Very close to that order pairing high here. Oh shit! I moved the line. I meant to move this line. Oh well, we're in now. I'm not gonna move it. But we need to have to stop on the high here. So if it can still run this high, but yeah, I just accidentally moved the line here. But yeah, I can't get out right now. We'll just leave it at that. How many pips is this, by the way? This is like, where can I see that? Oh, this is actually 10 pips. Anyway, we're in. It's fine. If it goes in back into in drawdown here, that's okay. Maybe this is a lucky accident. Maybe if it drops now, I would not get tagged and we'll miss another setup. We don't want that. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, it looks. I wanted to say it looks pretty good, but yeah, nothing much is happening. Still allowed to run this high, and then we'll get tagged into our original position, right? This would be the original position. And I accidentally moved that line. Whoops. But we should go down. And it would have been, if we drop now, it would have been such a good entry as well. That's fine. Wow, we gapped the hell down. What the hell is this? What happened there? This is Sunday's opening. Okay, we held over the weekend. That's fine. Wow, look at that entry as well. I wish I didn't drag my limit, but oh well. It's fine. This looks like it's going into buy side of the curve, so that's good for us. Relative equal highs. We'll barely scrape the high. Doesn't really matter in my opinion. Now we wait for these profits. And wow, we're 34 minutes in, guys. If you're still sticking around, man, you are a warrior. Let's speed up this thing. Let's go to 1800x, 30-minute bar per second. So really fast right now. Still looks really good for... Look at that original entry as well. I'm so bummed. But that's fine. It's fine. Higher time frame draw should be way below these lows as well. So, or not. And I get stopped out soon. That's also a possibility. One more run on Friday's high. This doesn't look good, guys. Violation is coming. It looks like we're gonna get violated. Look at the daily time frame here. Might have to flip buys. We'll see. It's very, very possible. We're still in for some reason. I don't expect to stay in. I think this is a loss. Yeah, this should be a loss. Okay, so we went... How much is the reward? This would have been a 1.2R. I mean, can't really go break even or close. Look at this. This is just unfortunate. This is the sideways price action, and then it runs higher, right? Very unfortunate. But you can't close your trade because of that. All right, so this is the daily time frame on the US dollar. Nothing much happening right now. We'll re-enter. We're still up like 2.7, so we filled up a trading day at least, right? Yeah, two trading days. Let's move some lines around. I kind of want to skip this daily candle here. I don't see anything high probability. I don't know what we want to do here, so there's no shame in not knowing. We're just going to skip the daily candle. Looks like we want to go higher on EU and lower on DXY. So we're looking to go into an expansion phase here. We can start looking for something right now. We need a range. We need to outline where we don't have to go. Obviously, we have a fat order block here. So this should be the range. New daily candle, open, low, high, close. Let's look for a 1 hour range we can work with. We don't really have to go all the way down here. So this should be a breakaway gap. So what we're going to do is use this low here for our order pairing. Right? And even though there's no swing low here, this is a candle that should not get violated. This is a little bit more advanced, but you can use a range like this. And we need to see where we top out though. Okay, we're topping out pretty high up, which is fine. It's all the way up here. It's pretty deep in discount. But if I extend the entire range, it's actually pretty decent. Okay, so we're gonna use a more conservative approach here. We buy below the low. We put it below all the effigies. Let's look at the daily. Where do we want to aim for? We're in nobody's land right now. Let's do 2R. And I'm gonna do 2% again because we're dropped in equity a little bit, which means we can increase our risk again. So 2% buy order. And again, 4-hour key level, 1 hour order pairing low. That's the sequence I trade the most, by the way. See if we can get tagged with a new daily candle. Manipulate below opening price, right? This is opening price. I'm really gonna miss this again. It's still valid this low, by the way. Well, we're just gonna miss it again. Okay. Very unfortunate. Or maybe engineering some highs and then dropping it. Right. Quickly move around my midnight opening lines while we're waiting. Still valid. This is the low and this is the push up. So we could still run this low back into discount. If we start running the highs though, we have to remove the limit. Unfortunate, okay. Yeah, we just run the high, which means the order pairing high has been purged. We can't use the range anymore. We'll have to remove the limit. Well, I know that where the draw is most of the time, but it's just not giving entries. Unfortunate. We'll wait what happens here though. We're very, very deep in discount on DXY on the daily time frame. Yeah, we're very deep in discount here. New weekly candle is about to open up. I want to see the previous weekly low get run on DXY and then reverse. That would be the most optimal play. That's something we can work with at least. Quickly move around our lines. We have all relative equal highs. We did run the low here on DXY, which is actually good. So now we just want to see a displacement. Let's go to the 4H. Very bullish still. Okay, we're not getting the displacement. That's fine. So we just have a compact consolidation and now it's expanding again. Not something we can work with, unfortunately. Still looks like it wants to draw a lot lower. We might still get a long setup on EU. We have a 4-hour effigy here. So we should be able to use the low here. Let's go to the 1H, see if we have SMT on this low. We do not. But we do have SMT on these lows. So we can use this range. Let's see if there's a 15-minute low. Oh, it's kind of balanced already, all of this stuff. So yeah, we have to skip that. There we go. I don't want to long here. There's so many engineered lows down here. That's very dangerous. Let's continue. Nothing to trade. Maybe we print a low risk sell here and we can start to look for shorts, but it's just going sideways at the moment. We're gonna wait until we see something that's clear. We're not gonna engage in any random price action. Just skipping ahead until I see something I like. Daily time frame on DXY starts to look pretty decent here, right? So we might have the bottom in. Now I can work with something, right? Let's go to the 4H. We have the low risk sell printed here. It looks like we already attacked this effigy. Yeah, we can actually work with that right now with this. See where we are. This is Monday. There we go. I want to check if we have SMT on these highs here. I think we do. Yeah, so we didn't run the lows here, right, on DXY, but we did run the highs on EU, so this should be a strong high. Put this back on the daily. So we're expecting the next daily candle to go higher, and then we're gonna short. We have a high here, order pairing high. That should be in 4 hour. Yeah, still in the 4 hour effigy. This looks like a very easy short. Order pairing high to low. Let's input a short here. Put our stop just slightly above the highs. I don't want to have another liquidity run here. Should be good like this. Aim for 2R. And let's input this order. 2% again. There we go. We fired out a lot of shots, but we missed a lot of shots as well. So that's unfortunate, but see if we can get tagged in this one. I actually like this one. When the daily draw looks simple, then then you should start looking for those sequences, right? There we go. We get tagged. Order pairing high. So the daily gap down on DXY. So that's that could be a nice manipulation. And I want to look for short for higher DXY, right? Because we're so deep in the monthly candle, and the daily shows us that it wants to draw higher here. Once we take out this low, we go break even. There we go. Do we go break even? Do we wanna? We should, right? New daily candle. I'm gonna leave it open for now. We didn't really significantly close below. Still expecting the daily time frame here to go higher. So we just can chill out and wait until it delivers lower. This is midnight opening. We might run the equal highs on Asia and then drop off. That's still allowed, so I'm just keeping the stop loss as it is. This price action is so indecisive, it's actually insane. I know you want to go lower, I just know it. I know you want to do that. Look at this daily time frame as well. Just fucking around doing nothing. So consolidation again, just like a prior trade setup that was a loss. Another gap down on DXY. Yeah, we're just going sideways. We have to sit through this consolidation right now, unfortunately. I mean, the entry is perfect. It just ran the low and goes back into consolidation. Nothing you can do about that, by the way. You just have to wait. If you're right on the direction of the daily time frame, you just gotta hold. Intraday is where most people get messed up. Okay, now we can go break even. Now we're just patiently waiting. Now we're break even. Let's play out to 2R. We're here. Oh, so slow, man. Come on. Even in a simulation, price action can annoy me sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. In the meanwhile, I'm just gonna move these lines again. Look at this daily, right? This just looks like it wants to run, like pump up. Perch on the high. Can we finally go down? Are you allowed? Or are you just faking us out continuously for the last 2-3 days? And we're only trading one asset, by the way, right? So you could look for other assets to trade in the meanwhile. Another gap down on EU. This is Sunday, so we're holding through the week. When did we enter? We entered on a Monday, so we're holding the entire week. We're swing traders right now. This price is absolutely doing nothing at all. Surely we're gonna go down. Yeah, DXY is drawing back into this gap, it seems, so we should be good. Wow, this is such terrible price action. I can't with this price action. Holy shit. This is the longest consolidation ever, by the way. Let's just get back inside the range again. Let's do it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 3 days in a row. Let's make it 4 days in a row, right? If we wait so long and then we get stopped out break even, I'm gonna cry. Look at that, the relative strength, by the way. Euro USD is not doing anything, but DXY is going up, which means the euro is very strong at this moment in time. Wow, we're finally moving. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, we have 6.8%. We need 1.2%. We need to find one more setup, guys. I mean, my draw on liquidity is extremely accurate. We just gotta sit through a bunch of bullshit. Three minimum trading days. We need one more. My maximum daily loss has never been hit. My max total loss, 1.9%. All right. Okay, let's continue. Let's pause this thing and see what we want to do for the upcoming week. We're 51 minutes in. You're still here. You're actually serious about becoming a consistent trader. And I know most people who tap out after like 5 minutes, they're not gonna make it long term. So you're doing great. Keep watching. We have a bunch of highs though. I don't like that. We're high up in the daily here. Let's look at the daily on EU. We're in a weekly apogee where we haven't closed below it yet, so we can still go higher. But this was a bearish weekly candle, obviously. That's why we went for shorts. Look at the monthly. We ran previous monthly high. We're going into July already. Yeah, 16th of July. Relative equal low still. We can still go lower. I don't think we have to change up our bias. Yep, there's still lows here. We just need to wait for retracement back to premium, and we'll probably have a daily effigy as well. Yeah. Yeah, we're still gonna look for shorts. And I don't think these highs need to get taken out, honestly. But look at the daily, there's no need for the daily to go there. So basically what we have is this large ass range. 50% level is over here, so we should be looking for this effigy. We can do two things. We wait for price to come here and enter on a sequence after we go back into sell side of the curve, or we short this and then we put a stop on the high. I think I'm going to do that because we only need 1.2% and then we're done. So if I only do like a 0.5% risk, and let it run to the low, we're done, you know? So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I can see this low here. I'm gonna enter slightly below there. Do we have some order pairing? That's the only thing. We don't have any order pairing highs. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anyway. Would not have gotten in here, by the way. That's not what I wanted to do. It's not premium either. We ran the equal lows though. Very deep in discount right now. Did we run the corresponding highs? Oh, that's all the way down here. So we can still go. We can still go lower. We still have these highs and all these highs up here, so it's very bearish. We have to skip this daily candle though. This is Wednesday. What? Okay, I'm so glad I didn't take a trade there. Look at that. This is Wednesday. This must be FOMC. What is this? Let me see. Core PPI. Okay, a very violent PPI release. Okay. Wow, we didn't know PPI was that violent. Okay. Well, good thing we didn't take a trade here. Let's skip this day. We can't do anything with a big ass wick like that. Daily time frame is very indecisive. I need to wait for one more daily candle. Yeah, it's just going sideways. I still I kind of want to buy EU, but if I look at the 4-hour, the 4-hour is still bearish, right? I can't do that. I need to wait for a low risk buy. So we'll skip a day. There we go. Look at the 4H again. Might print a low risk buy here, and if it then goes up, we'll aim for the entire trend line up here. That looks like the play. Yeah. So we wait for these lows to get run. If we start to displace higher, we'll have a range to work with. Okay. I guess this will be the low. We can now actually use a range here. Let's see. Okay, so this is the low of the entire range. We already have a purge here, so we don't really need to go below this low. See how I'm making sure I know where areas are that price doesn't need to go, so I know where to put my fib, right? I want to wait for the next daily candle because this daily candle has already expanded a lot. There we go. So we have we have these lows here. So we purge the lows back into 4-hour FHE down here. I want this FHE down here. I'm gonna take the entire 4-hour range because I'm not confident we're gonna attack here and then we're just gonna run. So what we're gonna do is remove this fib. We're gonna put an order in this FHE. Put our stop on the range low. Yep. We only need 1.2%, and we're patiently waiting to get that, right? So 1.2, we risk 0.6 for a 1 to 2. We should be done with the challenge. That should be doable, these highs here. Yeah, let's input the order. 0.6%. So our TP will be 1286, which will finish off the challenge, including commissions. We have, look at that. This is a vertical line. I click the vertical line every time. We want this, right? Order pairing low. That's where my limit is. Okay, midnight opening. We already have that. Let me put that here. Remove this one. Okay, so new, what day is it? Tuesday, Monday runs higher. Run Monday's manipulation and then continue up. Looks like a play. We're risking nothing, right? 0.6, just to finish off the challenge. That's all we need. Let's see if we can get tagged. I see how I'm using ranges all the time. That's how you find those proper entries, right? Because we're basically we're working with this range here, right? It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I know where it goes, but it doesn't run the lows I want. It's fine. We'll find another setup. If you just stick with your ranges, you will make money 100%. Not guaranteed, obviously. Trading is not for everybody, and obviously not financial advice. What do we want to do here? I kind of want to buy in discount again. New daily candle, right? We don't really need to go into the daily effigy. This should be the low of the range. So this effigy here, do we have a 15-minute sequence? We also do not have that. We're in an expansion phase on the daily candle. Let's look at the weekly time frame. We're in a weekly effigy as well. I don't like that. The entire week just went up. Yeah, I'm gonna be very picky here. We have a bunch of equal highs here though, so this effigy is still good. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the effigy here. We already engineered the lows prior to that area. One to two. We'll do the same risk again. 0.6. Let's go. See if we can get tagged here. If it runs the high before we go lower, then we're not gonna get in. Get tagged. Really nice response. We're gonna go break even because we already tagged the high here. Where's my order? I can't see my order. Am I blind? Wait, I can't see my order. Where's my order? Wait. I can see the equity is going up, but I can't see the order. I don't know why. We'll just wait until it tags the high. I think we should be good anyway. Did I click on this? Clicked on that. Wait, my previous limit orders are still active. Okay, let me remove that. I clicked on this this button here, this I button. Look at the sniper entry, by the way. It's awesome. Let's go break even. And this should just finish off the challenge, honestly. I'm waiting, baby. You're very close. One more run up. That's all we need. You gotta be kidding me, right? This passes the challenge, by the way. Wow. Okay. There we go. Awesome. This is amazing. We didn't take any loss, right? And we're 1 hour in, guys. If you're still here, you're absolutely amazing for still sticking around. Took 0 losses. Let's go back here, and I want to look through the analytics here. Look at this. Likely swing. Obviously, our median trade duration was 3 days, right? Disciplined approach, effective risk management, adaptable, inconsistent execution. All right, we'll give you that. Potential net profits. I can draw. This is such a good tool, right? The exit optimizer. I can draw and see where my optimal stop loss is. I can see where my optimal TP is as well. And the average trade duration goes the shorter I hold, the less profits I make. The longer I hold, the better. It's just a very clean execution. I have 0 losses on this challenge. And you just got to be patient. Oh, I have one loss actually. I was lying. I took one loss. 75% win rate. Net profit. We got 8K obviously. Let me just... Yeah, this is based on 4 trades, but we were really accurate in our daily buys as well. So I hope you like this, and this is literally how I pass prop firms. Obviously, this is only one asset. You can trade more assets than one asset, so you don't have to wait like 2-3 days for a setup, or maybe even one week for a setup. If you trade, there are many other assets you can trade, right? So thank you for joining, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you are really serious about learning how to trade, you can always join my private group. Link is below, and we'll catch you in the next video.